Hello, fellow readers and writers. Today we are going to explore a fascinating topic for all you novelists out there, especially those who are participating in the NaNoWriMo 2023. And that topic is creating a setting for your novel when your main characters are not human. Whether your characters are aliens, robots, or even animals, crafting a compelling and immersive world is vital for your readers to connect with the story. First, you have to establish the world. Consider the environment, rules, and the society they inhabit. You can create rules and regulations, policies, and principles for your world, but they should be same for all characters and should remain consistent throughout the novel. Take, for instance, the example of Avatar, released in 2009. The lush alien planet of Pandora is a character and a world in its own. Its unique flora and fauna and the Navi have a deep connection with their surroundings. You also have to focus on the social structure. In Monsters Inc., the 2001 movie by Pixar, we see a world where monsters generate energy through children's screams. It's a humorous twist on the mundane workplace, where the monsters have a society for their own, where they live, work, and enjoy. Consider the social hierarchy, norms, and conflicts in your novel, especially when you're talking about non-human characters and their world. Cultural influences also to be taken into consideration. It is crucial for adding depth to your setting. In The Lion King, Walt Disney's classic released in 1994, we explore the Pride Lands, an African-inspired savanna. The animals have their own traditions, music, and way of life. Remember when Rafiki first raises Simba in his arms to show the entire jungle who their future king will be? That was a defining part in that world in which the Lion King is set. Pride Land becomes an iconic part of the setting to the world of the story. When creating the world, think about how culture affects your characters and the plot. Adaptation to the environment. The environment can shape your characters' behaviors. In Rise of the Planet of the Apes, released in 2011, intelligent apes adapt to their forest surroundings. Your non-human characters should interact with their environment in unique ways, just like Caesar and his fellow apes did. Show the ordinary. To make your setting believable, show the mundane aspects of daily life. In Wall-E, Pixar's movie released in 2008, Earth has become a desolate wasteland, and the titular robot's routine helps us understand the world's deterioration. Consider how your non-human characters navigate their everyday lives and what routines they follow. Relationships and interaction. Building relationships and interactions is essential in world building. After all, it is the connection between human to non-human and non-human to non-human that makes the story move forward. In Lilo and Stitch, a Walt Disney movie released in 2002, Stitch's interaction with humans, particularly Lilo, is central to the story. Think about how your non-human characters relate to each other and to humans or other beings in their world. Balance realism and fantasy. Find the right balance between realism and fantasy. In Finding Nemo, Pixar's movie from 2003, the underwater world is vivid and magical, yet it maintains some elements of reality. There is a concept of a school, and the presence of the East Australian Current or EAC essentially functions as a high-speed freeway in the ocean in the movie. Your setting should be fantastical, but it should also feel grounded enough for readers to connect with your story. Language and communication. Consider how your non-human characters communicate with humans in their own ways. In E.T. the Extraterrestrial, released in 1982 and directed by Steven Spielberg, E.T. communicates with a unique form of telepathy and gestures. This is probably how E.T. communicates with its kind on its planet. Language and communication play a significant role in making your characters relatable and distinctive. History and backstory. Go deep into the history and backstory of your non-human character's world. In Cars, produced by Pixar in 2006, we were taken into a world that is inhabited by sentient vehicles, and their history is an integral part of the story. Then we have the protagonist, Lightning McQueen. Understanding the past can add depth and intrigue to your setting. Lightning McQueen is a hasty and self-centered race car who dreams of winning the Piston Cup and achieving fame and fortune. Lightning McQueen's journey takes an unexpected turn when he gets lost in a small town called Radiator Springs. Radiator Springs becomes the world where the viewers get to know more about Lightning McQueen as they see him transform into a car that acknowledges friendship as it loses its old self of being self-centered. Conflict and challenges. Every engaging story needs conflict. In Toy Story, the first computer animated film in the world, released in 1995 by Pixar, the toys face challenges in maintaining their secret existence when humans are absent. Consider what conflicts your non-human characters might face in the unique world. Toy Story features several layers of conflict which contribute to the movie's depth and appeal. Here are some of the conflicts. Character versus character. The central conflict in Toy Story revolves around the rivalry and jealousy between Woody, the established favorite toy, and Buzz Lightyear, the new and popular space action figure. This conflict highlights Woody's fear of being replaced and his efforts to regain the top spot in Andy's heart. Character versus self. Woody also faces an internal conflict as he battles with his own jealousy, insecurity, and desire to be the center of attention. Character versus environment. All the toys face an external conflict when they learn about that Andy's family is shifting their home. They fear being left behind or replaced as Andy grows older. Unique traits and characteristics. Non-human characters often possess unique traits that set them apart. Take H.G. Wells' The War of the Worlds, published in 1898, where Martian invaders had tripod machines and advanced weaponry. These traits are integral to the world-building process and contribute to the character's role in the narrative. Suppose if you were to write about a world in which the Martians are living on their home planet, how will you describe them? What will be their traits? Will they still be moving around in their tripod machines? Explore, think, discover, imagine. Cultural beliefs and societies. Culture and society are crucial elements in world building. In the novel The Wind in the Willows, published in 1908, author Kenneth Grahame presents a world where animals have their own society, complete with manners and customs. Non-human characters often reflect and challenge the cultural beliefs of their worlds. The story revolves around the adventures of four anthropomorphic animal friends, mole, rat, toad, and badger, who inhabit the English countryside. The story is a delightful blend of adventure, friendship, and a celebration of the simple joys of life. The novel begins with Mole, who is tired of spring cleaning and decides to venture outside. He meets Rat, a water-loving animal, and they become fast friends. Together, they explore the idyllic world of the river, encountering other animal characters along the way. The whimsical and occasionally reckless Toad, who lives in the Grand Toad Hall, becomes a central character when his obsession with fast motor cars leads to numerous misadventures, including theft and imprisonment. Mole, Rat, and Badger must rescue Toad and help him reform. Personification. Personification, the art of bestowing human characteristics upon non-human entities, is a valuable literary device that enhances our connection with non-human characters while providing insights to their world. This imaginative device not only enriches our connection with non-human characters, but also deepens our understanding of the world around us. One of the primary benefits of personification is its ability to make the unfamiliar familiar. Through this technique, we can relate to and empathize with all non-human characters. A classic example is E.B. White's Charlotte's Web, published in 1952, where a spider named Charlotte becomes a symbol of compassion, wisdom, and selflessness. Readers can identify with her and her feelings. Personification also helps us see the world from alternative perspectives. In George Orwell's Animal Farm, published in 1945, animals represent human qualities, highlighting political allegories and satirical themes. This allows us to reflect on society, governance, and the potential for corruption through the lens of animal characters. Personification nurtures our creativity and imagination. It encourages us to think beyond the ordinary and discover the extraordinary in everyday objects and creatures. Dr. Seuss's The Lorax transforms a tree into an environmental advocate, urging us to consider the consequences of our actions on the planet. When talking about personification's ability to make the unfamiliar familiar, let us talk about the vivid world of Tom and Jerry, created in 1940 by William Hanna and Joseph Barbera. Tom the cat and Jerry the mouse become vessels of human-like qualities, enabling audiences to identify with the humorous pranks and difficulties. By ascribing human emotions and motivations to these seemingly non-human characters, the show prompts empathy and amusement. Personification allows us to explore alternative perspective and cultural commentary. Top Cat, created by William Hanna and Joseph Barbera, which aired from September 1961 to April 1962, features a charismatic alley cat that leads a gang of fellow feline hustlers, using their animal personas to comment on human society's oddities and weaknesses. Through the clever fusion of human traits with animal characters, the show delivers satirical observations that resonate with viewers of all ages. Another example of personification can be seen in the Transformers movie franchise. The sentient robots in the Transformers wonderfully illustrates personification on an epic scale. These robots are not just machines, they exhibit human-like emotions, loyalties, and conflicts. The series takes the concept further by using these robotic entities as metaphors for themes such as identity, loyalty, and the consequences of war, promoting reflection and empathy. The setting can become a character. The idea that the setting in a story should be treated as a character means that the environment in which the events take place is given depth, personality, and influence, much like the characters themselves. This concept is essential for creating rich and immersive storytelling. Setting as an active participant. When the setting is treated as a character, it's not merely a backdrop, instead it actively affects the story and the characters within it. Just as characters have motivations and actions, the setting can have its own influence, desires, and impact on the plot. The Titanic becomes a character in itself. It is the setting, it is the world for the passengers, and it is a character with its iconic staircase and other features. Creating atmosphere and mood. An effective setting can set the tone and mood of the story. For example, a dark and ominous forest can create a sense of foreboding, while a sunny beach can help evoke feelings of relaxation and joy. By treating the setting as a character, authors can use it to convey emotions and themes. Imagine the dusty planet of Arrakis in Frank Herbert's novel Dune. Its harsh environment, presence of melange or spice, freeman culture, and imperial control gave Arrakis its uniqueness. Challenge and obstacles. The setting can present challenges and obstacles for the characters to overcome. In adventure stories, harsh landscapes or treacherous weather can act as antagonists that characters must struggle against. This adds depth to the plot and creates tension. Here we can talk about the movie Castaway starring Tom Hanks. He has to survive the harsh island and try overcoming the mighty waves to move away from the island on his makeshift boat to survive. Symbolism and metaphor. Just as characters can be symbols or metaphors, the setting can symbolize deeper themes or represent elements of the story. For instance, a rundown and decaying city could symbolize the decline of a society. Here we can think of Gotham City. Gotham City, the fictional setting for any Batman comic books, movies, and TV series, often serves as a dark and grim reflection of real-world society. There is crime and corruption, social inequality, urban decay, media sensationalism, and political corruption. All the themes that serve as allegories to present our social viewpoints. Immersive world building. When the setting is treated as a character, it demands thorough world building. Authors must consider the geography, culture, history, and rules of the environment, making it feel more vivid and real to the reader. Let's take example of Rick and Morty. The multiverse in Rick and Morty is an expansive setting characterized by a myriad of alternate realities and dimensions. World building in this series ranges from bizarre alien civilizations to post-apocalyptic Earths, each with its own rules and logic. I hope these insights will help you develop worlds and settings for your novel if you are using non-human characters as the protagonist. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more writing tips and inspiration. And as always, keep reading, keep writing.